to other projects?
Well, that's a good question, Walton. You know, Massillon is set up as a statutory city, which means we have to follow the Ohio Revised Code of Statutory Law. This proposed tax is generated from that statutory law, which states the money can only be used for the development and operation of parks and recreation. By law and ballot language, the money cannot be used for any other expenditures in the city.
I just want to reiterate to our audience that we're speaking with Bob Strawn, who is the superintendent of the Massillon Park System. And welcome, Bob, and thank you for answering these questions. I think it's critical. It's very important at this point that people know what the real issue is.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Why was the Rank Farm chosen as the site for this?
Well, there was a citizens committee, a land search committee that was put together to identify a 100-acre parcel to put the proposed community park and sports center together. And you know, they searched on the west side. They really searched the entire parameter of the city of Massillon. And there were some 100-acre tracts that they located on the far west side of Massillon, but they were islands to the city, which meant they wouldn't be contiguous with the city property. So they really felt strongly about finding property that already lied inside the city. So the Rank Farm lends itself to that site. You know, really, we did a time study on that. It's 4 minutes from our downtown area. And it's really, people say, what's in an industrial area? Why would you build a park like that in an industrial area? Well, when you look at the plan here, Walt, and you see how the plan's laid out, you know, you've got the corridor that's going to run from basically from Cleveland to Zorro, who runs down along the back of this. And you also are in an environment that you don't have to worry about residents complaining about noise levels. You know, you might have a tournament going on there that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and doesn't end until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't want to get the park in an environment that we were limited to what we could, opportunities we could run there based on noise levels.
And as you had mentioned earlier, Bob, it is really not very far from downtown Massillon, is it?
Absolutely not. It's 4 minutes from our downtown area, and it lends itself very well and easily accessible due to the highway system. You know, even with the corridor coming through Massillon, and for those people that aren't familiar with the National Corridor, that's a biking and hiking trail. Once this is completed, you'll literally be able to ride your bike to this park from the city.
I can hear people saying that we already have some parks. Why don't we spend money on existing parks instead?
Well, that's a good question. You know, the entire plan is $16.6 million, and the plan basically breaks down like this. We're looking at spending $4 million on a community center, or a community park and sports center, and that'll encompass the ball fields and take care of the needs for our youth sports activities.
All right, and where was that going to be located again, just to reiterate?
That's at the Rank Farm.
Okay.
And that park will encompass the soccer fields, the baseball fields, the Little League fields, girls ASA, those type of sporting events. It will also encompass the outdoor municipal swimming pool.
Okay.
It'll have rollerblade trails, picnic areas, that type of thing.
And that is separate from
the recreation center.
The recreation center, which will be in downtown Massillon.
Right, that'll be built downtown. Now, the recreation center, which you see here, that's an $8 million center, okay? And the last part of the plan of the $16 million is $4 million to our existing park areas. We want to make sure that we maintain and manage our existing park areas, so we've programmed money in there to update them for playground equipment, pavilions, benches, that type of thing.
All right, you just mentioned a key word, I think, oversee. I think that is a key question as well. Who will oversee the Parks and Recreation Department?
Well, there again, getting back to, we had talked earlier about Massillon being a statutory city. Under statutory law, the City of Massillon's Parks and Recreation Department would be managed by a 5-member board. 2 of those members would be appointed by the school board. 3 of those members would be appointed by the mayor.
If you could leave the voters with one particular thought on this issue, what would that be?
I would say basically that the committee, who worked very hard at developing this plan, felt that, you know, we were a piece of the pie to help Massillon continue in the positive direction it's going. You know, when you step back and you look at Massillon, we're sort of known as the phenom of Stark County. We've got the new high school, which was really the catalyst to get everything going in the right direction. We have an aggressive mayor in Francis Ciccinelli, who has really pushed Massillon to a level that's known statewide as far as industrial development and the renaissance of our downtown. And we feel that the quality of life issues, once they're met, Massillon's got the package to move on down the road and into the future.
So you see this as just a piece of the puzzle, and a fine piece to the puzzle, I might add as well. Kind of a jewel in the crown of Massillon.
Yeah, it definitely is. We feel that we can be an important piece of that puzzle, and that when people look at a community they want to live in, they want to see what do they have to offer. What do we have to offer them as quality of life after they're done with their working day or they're here for a weekend? And we feel through developing the parks and creating a wholesome, quality family environment that people can come in and interact with nature, we've got a package to do that with.
All right, Bob, I would like to make mention of the fact that our viewers can watch this program every hour on the hour between now and the election. And I also want to make available other answers. Perhaps people have questions that we have not addressed here, and they could call the City of Massillon Parks Department. And what is the phone number for that, Bob?
Feel free to call me. You can call at 830-1703. Just remember that the election is going to be August 8th. That's a Tuesday.
August 8th, all right. We've been speaking with Bob Strachan, the superintendent of Massillon Park System, and we've been addressing the question of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Walt.